The first one we're going to start with are the heavyweights, a special attraction bout that was from the UK, that was on DAZN. And that started off for the parlay, as you just said. That was Arslanbek Makhmudov versus David Allen. And a very intriguing fight we talked about in the preview coming up. You nailed it. You said that both of these guys had their flaws. You talked about the advantages of Makhmudov with his size and his length that came true. And was a big difference in this fight. The one thing before I get into your breakdown and recapping this fight, Bud, that stood out to me, in the lead up to the fight, there was a lot of talk about David Allen. At 33 years of age, coming off of the win versus Johnny Fisher and the momentum he had, fighting there in his hometown in the UK, that this was it. This was the crossroads bout. This was the moment to get to that next level if he's ever gonna. And that he was in the best shape of his life heading into this one. And when I looked at the photos, Bud, it looked like he was wearing plastics. He was 6 pounds lighter than he was versus the rematch versus Fisher. He was in the best shape of his life. But watching the fight, it made me think, and you made a point to me too during the fight, did he overtrain? Did he leave some of that in the gym? Did he drain himself? Did he lose his strength? And there was a lot of holding. He was gassed at times, and it made me say that more so because he didn't take advantage of some of the flaws of Makhmudov, of some of the openings. He didn't throw with him when opportunities were there. Just want to hear your thoughts. It was a very fun fight, entertaining fight, and Makhmudov gets the unanimous decision win.
Yeah, you're showing your pedigree. You are my son. You are my son. You grew up in a boxing household. There's no doubt about it, because quite a lot of other people, that they just wouldn't be able to pick up on that. And yeah, I said that right away. There has to be a reason. We have to be detectives. We have to be Columbo over here. You know, you got to be a sleuth. You got to be Sherlock Holmes. I'm saying Sherlock Holmes because it was in the UK. I want to make them happy. I want to make the greatest fans in the world, the UK fans, happy. Yeah, you got to be Sherlock Holmes. And we got to figure out why. Why did Allen, in the biggest moment of his life, not pull the trigger? Because if he pulls the trigger, he probably gets the knockout win if he does it. And he didn't. He did in spots, but he just couldn't do it in any prolonged manner at all. And it was there. It was there. It was staring at him. It was calling him. It was going, Allen, come, punch. Punch, Allen. Kind of like the Field of Dreams when you heard the voice. Come, they will come if you build it. He will fall if you punch. Dave, he will fall if you punch. What is that? What did I hear? But he wasn't able to punch. Richie's looking around. Rich, there's nothing here. It's me. My man Rich, I love that we have a camera guy here who's this passionate, who follows this the way he does. Look, that's the only reason I can come up with. He looked drained at the end when the final bell rang. Even though the guy who threw more punches and was a much bigger man, Makhmudov, he wasn't drained, but Allen was drained. He had to hold on to the ropes at the end. So I think you are spot on. I think I was spot on. I think that he drained himself in training, and he just didn't have the strength. He didn't have the pep, the zest, what a fighter needs to pull the trigger. You know, there were too many blanks in the gun. There weren't enough loaded shells, and you could see it. You could see it. The commentators, they were waiting too. They were like, okay, this is his strategy. He's going to wear him down. He's going to get him into the late waters. You know, he's a big man. He'll wear the big man down, and he'll open up and he'll take him out. But that part never came in spots, and that made it more frustrating, because when you saw him open up in spots, he hit him. He affected him. He hurt him. But he couldn't sustain it. And the only thing I can, putting on my sleuth hat, really my trainer's hat, is that he got drained. He got drained. He left too much in the gym, where maybe even mentally, where he knew he didn't have it in the tank, so he saved it. Because when you know, then you're going to consciously be more careful and, of course, fight at a reduced rate, because you're worried that you will hit that E on the tank. Kind of like driving in a car All of a sudden, you see you're near E. There's no gas stations around. What do? Oh, you shut the air conditioner off. You don't want to eat up any more gas. What do? You slow down a little bit. You want to save gas. It looked like he was doing that. It looked like he was slowing down to save gas, and he wasn't able to, the old saying, it really came in true. He couldn't pull the trigger, or he didn't pull the trigger. So, give Makhmudov credit. He's a big son of a gun. He's been knocked out twice by higher level guys. I thought this was a perfect fight because these are not the higher level guys, but they're at the right level. They're just a little short from that level. It's not a knock on them. They're the right level. And Allen, you got to love him. The people came out for him. He was the English version of Rocky. Remember, Rocky didn't win the first one. Maybe he'll come back. The story might not be over. But Rocky didn't win, but he made himself proud. He got to a big moment. That's what it was for this kid. He's got, 9 losses, 8 losses, whatever. This was a real Rocky story. It really was. In its own version. Yeah, a smaller version, but still a version. You got to love Allen. You got to love that he went out there and he had his moment. How many people get a chance to have that moment? Really, I'll use another movie analogy. Just hit me. I didn't plan any of these, but it just hit me. What was that? Braveheart. When Gibson was getting the troops ready, and some of them said, we don't want to go out. What are we going to do? We're not going to die for them. We're not going to fight them. That English army out there. No, we're not. We're going to go home, and we're going to go with our families. And then what's Gibson say? He says, oh, yeah, my English, yeah, you can go home, and you will live. But then someday, maybe 20 years from now, you will be laying in bed, and you will think, if I had one moment where I could have stood up and I could have fought for myself and I could have had my liberty. I could have went out there and I could have been a warrior on one night. Would it have been worth it? Would that one night have been worth an eternity of wondering what it could have been? Yes, that was Allen. Yes, he had that moment. How many people in life get that moment? Not too many. So I see it in that kind of way. And I give him credit for that. It was a hell of an atmosphere. Man, those English fans, they do it right. Sweet Adeline. Whoa. That's my granddaughter. Now, we changed the lyrics just a little bit to that. But it was really something. I give Makhmudov. I don't want to miss giving him credit. He's been knocked out twice, but he's got a good chin. He's got plenty of heart. He just worked and worked. I knew he would have an edge on the outside. He's longer, he's taller. He'd have the edge on the outside. I knew Allen would have to get close to have his moments. He did get close. He had his moments. Allen showed a granite chin. Wow. And a large heart, just like Makhmudov did. At the end of the day, Makhmudov was much busier, but he was wide open. That's what was frustrating, Bud. He's throwing the jab, his right hand's down. He's standing straight up. I mean, I'm watching him, I'm saying, Allen, all you got to do is slip to your left, boom, left hook, and you're catching him. And then how about on the inside? He couldn't miss Makhmudov with the right uppercut. How about putting a left hook with it? I don't know what the corner was telling him, but how about bang, bang instead of bang? Bang, bang. Put the left hook with the right uppercut, and maybe you're the winner. Again, there's a lot of maybes. There's a lot of this, a lot of that. At the end of the day, just a great moment for fighters that might never be at that top level that we talk about. But you know what? They were top Saturday. They were top Saturday at their level. And that's magnificent. And I'll leave one more thing I got to say about this humble Allen. Both of them are humble. Both of them are good humor. I love the camaraderie. I love the respect. I love the sportsmanship. But I love what Allen said to the, how many people? 12,000, whatever it was. He said, I might not be the best. I know that. But you people make me feel like I am. Wow, that almost brings tears. Anyway, beautiful night.